Right. So how do you keep up the reputation of a leading brand in a competitive environment?
I think, well, if you, I mean, I'll talk corporate brand, I think, perhaps, on that one. I mean, I think the first one is first of all, you need to know what you stand for. And you need to have a very good framework around what you believe, what you do, what you're going to say, what actions you're going to take. And I think it has to be rooted in that. And then I think you need to pick what you're going to want to engage on and why you're going to want to engage on it. And 95% of the time, when you engage on something, you need to have a record that you can point to. There are occasions on a topic where the fact of simply saying something is important. There are very few occasions where simply saying something, will be judged is something where that is good enough. So I think you need to have a really strong framework. You need to really pick your swim lanes, and pick on what you're going to do and not get distracted. I think one of the biggest changes I've seen since I first started talking with groups like this is that in 2005, I think it was still possible with good media relations to really influence what actually appeared. It is now impossible to influence actually what is out there. Anyone can publish anything, and it can be about outlandish, and so it's important not to get distracted by that, and you need to accept that you're going to get criticism. And if you believe something strongly, you just need to stick with it, and you need to go with it, and listen and do all those things along the way, and not do stupid things. But you just have to have a degree of confidence. So I think that is in the case. Well, I think you have to be wary of, particularly social media. This is a really difficult one. You do see companies where they kind of issues market, and they think, oh, that's a great issue for my brand, and it's a really dangerous route to go down. Honestly, does Ben and Jerry's, does it legitimately have a view on UK immigration? Does it legitimately have a view on Russian troops at the border of Ukraine? What's the basis behind the brand having a point of view on that? Can Mars Bar have a view on climate change? Well, I think it probably can. Mars and Earth, they're kind of connected in a way. The second thing is, our carbon footprint is the size of a small country. It's Costa Rica, no, Panama. We have the carbon footprint of a Panama. So us taking action does make a difference. So I think you have to be careful and thoughtful around how you do it. And I think if you're careful and thoughtful and have good intentions and reasons for it, I think that can get you through most things. You may make something that people react to badly or not like, or this kind of stuff. We've had that. M&Ms recently. I don't know. You may have seen some of the character changes on M&Ms. Do people like it? Do people not like it? I think we're pretty clear why we're doing it. We're comfortable we're comfortable who made the decision within the company to make those changes, and so people like it, people don't like it. It's kind of fine.
Right. My next question is, I did some research on this one actually, and I found out that 84% of Mars employees suggested that Mars is a great company to work for. So that's absolutely amazing. On that note, is there any staff retention strategies in place at the organization?
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course. I mean, there's the whole, I think just from the very basic remuneration and things like that, and how do we look to retain people, and that's clearly part of it. And when we look at it, we find that what people really want are three things. They want other great people to work with. They want purpose. They want to feel that what they're doing matters. And purpose doesn't necessarily mean saving the world, but it means that there's a feel that actually what I do makes a difference. And they want development. And we have very extensive development programs, and and I, with my direct reports, I'm talking to them development at least twice a year. We have a lot of succession planning. People are asked to identify their best next move. So that we do a lot. We do a lot around for people who want it as a career and really focus on development. So I think you've got you've got a whole range of things that you're doing. However, I do think the world is changing. I think the idea that people will join you and could be with you for 30, 40, 50 years probably will happen less frequently. I think there may be people who want to come in to gain craft skills and do a job for a period of time, and inevitably I think that will also change how you want to make things work. And are people more doing a tour of duty with you? Are they loaning you their skills and their career for 3 to 5 years, and how do you make that a good experience for them, and how do you also ensure that you capture the knowledge from that? There's an awful lot of knowledge about Mars that exists in my head. That's probably not a good thing for the company, really, in a way. And so how do you, as things change, how do you factor it in? But yeah, employees, associates are very important to us. The very fact of associate, the term of associate, is an indication on that. And we do a fairly good job on retention, but we're like anybody. I mean, there are a lot of high demand jobs out there.
Thank you for that, Andy. And the last question is, what advice you would give us to achieve the highest level in our careers?
I think I believe that what really matters, there are a couple of things that really matter. I think do what you love doing. If you're working in something that you don't really enjoy, it's really hard. So I think I think you need to bring a lot to your job, but I think you also want to expect a lot. And so I think so I think you need to bring a lot and expect a lot of it. So I think you need to, and I think you just need to be yourself and be yourself at work, and not try to be what you think other people want to be, not try to say what you think other people want to hear. Be yourself, articulate what you think, do it diplomatically, do it carefully. Don't seek. Don't seek to offend. Treat your colleagues almost as though they're members of your family. Are you willing to criticize members of your family? Well, probably I am, and I suspect you are as well. But you're not going to say too much, because you're going to be spending a few more holiday periods with them over the years to come. And so I think it's just you just do that, and too many people worry all the time about what other people think, and just in the end, just go ahead and do it. And you've all done that, haven't you? You're all making investments in yourselves to go to college and to develop your skills, and just continue that, I think.
Thank you very much, Andy.